Hello, and welcome back to Factorio Space Age, where we are building our base on Fulgora. We have started placing down the stuff to be able to export science back. We've got science being produced, surprise, surprise. And now it's a matter of getting all of the parts together to make rocket silos and to make rockets. As you can see, we still haven't made any silos because this is waiting on imports of steel and concrete. Well, imports or production. And at the end of the last episode, I figured it was time to head off to the west and go take out this guy to our left. It looks like he's got a lot of territory, and that would come in really handy. So let's turn off the carry around base. Let's add that defense thingy again. Okay, now, I did okay last time without using a blueprint, so I think I'm going to try that again. I need to have you guys up, which is my tools that I'm going to use to kill this destroyer. Let's go look around and find... Okay, let's verify you are a small demolisher. That's good. I'm gonna run around and find your periphery so we know what goodies we are going to own once this is over. Okay, extra calcite will come in handy eventually. Calcite doesn't last forever. I mean, we don't use it very fast, but we do use it. And we may end up exporting calcite to Nauvis so that we can melt iron ore and copper ore. You do require calcite for that. So we've got a handy source of lava. We've got plenty of flat space, and that gets him away from where we were. I'm going to wait until he wanders away, and then I'm going to put up my thingy over here somewhere. Like here, across there. Let's do a blueprint. I can just use him where I can just use these guys where they are. So we're going to go all the way out here until he isn't lit up. We're going to come back in by 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those cover. And I'm going to put down a big electric pole right here. And I'm going to grab this whole thing as my blueprint. Now we come up here where we're out of the way a bit. And let's see, where is he? He probably went down there. If he comes straight for us, he may wipe out some minor stuff. I don't really care. Let's put it here. I don't have very many robots, do I? Now you need power. There we go. Has he noticed it yet? I don't think he's noticed it yet. I am going to accelerate a little bit there. He makes the turn. He's going to run right through parts of my base. That's all right. We'll just replace those things. They're inside my logistics network. And he is going to come right up toward the corner here. That's perfect. And it looks like he got 2 of them killed and 2 of them damaged. We'll wait for the repairs to come in. There we go. And we can pick you up. I am thinking I can do my site prep here. This edge where the chevron changes shape, this is the edge of my territory. So we get one in like that, and one like that. So the question is, do I want to do a full site prep? Well, one thing I do want to do is I want to get my damn robots. There, we've got some robots, right? Some, not a lot. Going to be so glad when this whole base is self-sufficient. Let's turn on the carry-around base and turn off the defense. Hopefully we keep the robots when we do that. But just in case, I'm going to run around picking up robots. Now, I'm not going to do a full site prep. Okay, but I am going to come out here and, let's see, I can take these guys up. From that corner. Okay, and you. Okay, so those are all set. Let's not worry about it. I'm just going to start putting some stuff out here. This is going to be very nice, especially once we get the cliff explosives and we can get rid of all the cliffs. It's going to be a nice big building area. So what I want to do is bring my coal out to the left and then build north. Let's put in oops. This is enemy territory up here. I'm not sure how much space I'm going to need, but we can certainly blast out a bunch of these guys. It doesn't hurt. We're not going to do the whole site prep thing, but I will set the grid up as far as I can currently see. There. So coal is not easy to see on Vulcanus, but there it is. So what I want to do for coal is we're going to put you guys on belts. And what I'm going to do in the middle here, we're going to do like this. I have done this a number of times before. You're going to be mining into these guys. Just like that. So there's our basic mining unit. And I do want to find the whole coal patch. So if we go to M, here we are. Pick you up. Oh, I can see it really well here. There's our right edge, and there's our bottom edge. So I'm going to put you there. And then I'm going to grab you again. Except this time you are snap to grid. Okay. Now these guys aren't mining into boxes, so they are going to quiet down very quickly. Let's get these nice and grid aligned. I can cancel out the power that's adjacent to me, and we'll run explicit power in where I want it. Notice that we have no logistic network coverage. Don't need it. So how many of these are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs. So if I brought you out to there, that would be centered. Let's see, can I do it with big electric poles? Yes, I can put a big electric pole there and bring you out like that. And now we power grid comb again. That's not the one I want to connect. Oh, I put big electric poles in the middle of these guys. These are all supposed to be substations. Well, that's unfortunate. That changes how things are going to work. I don't think I can upgrade from a big electric pole to a substation. Let's see if that'll do it for me. Big electric pole to... No, I can't do that. So we go in, we do this. I'm going to grab this whole line. We're just going to come south, and it's going to put it in place for us wherever it can. So there's our substations. I put in one big electric pole here. And I'm going to remove the power from it. And I'm going to run the power explicitly from you to you to you. So that's all the coal we will need for a very, very long time. That's, in terms of blue belts, this is 10 full blue belts. So we've got 12 blue belts coming out. It's a total of 10. So these guys got to be pretty close to saturated, even on the shorter ones. These guys are going to be together 1.5 belts. If we choose ones that are full, like this, that's 1.8. Okay, we're good. Now, obviously, we've got some stuff that's going to happen here when we get more roboports. How are our traders doing? So our Vulcanus trader is waiting for... you are waiting for miners and these guys. Not enough to fill a rocket. Available on planet 13. We're not making assembling machine 3s or mining drills. Let's fix that. We're going to need those. So assembling machines should be here. Why are you not getting made? You are not getting made because you don't have 2s. And you are not made because you don't have 1s. So I forgot to make assembly machine 1s in this array. So, yeah, that was silly of me. So I'm just going to go to the left here. I'm going to say AM1. 100 of them to stock. And I am going to need several. So to keep up these 3 machines busy, I need 3 more doing this. Let's grab all of this, flip it vertically, or flip it horizontally, that is. Put you in there and grab these guys. And this is going to be over here somewhere. So I put you down there. Now if I look at this row, that's balanced. So that will handle getting the assembly machines out. The other thing that was missing is the miners. Electric mining drills. All of whom are... Wait, what? Electric mining drill, we have 1, and it's in here, and it's not making anymore. Okay. Now, I moved you to the wrong place. I wasn't supposed to be doing that. Let's put you over here. There. So I'm going to come here, and I'm going to put in the electric mining drills, and I'm going to build... I didn't notice what the rocket stacking was. Rocket stacking is 50. Okay, go here. I'm going to build 3 of these guys just for symmetry. There. So that'll get us going. Back here, we've got our miners set. Efficiency these guys, I think we really do need to efficiency them. We don't really have anything else we want to do with them. From you to you with 2 efficiency modules. That's it. So when these guys start doing their serious mining, they will be using a lot less energy. Good habit to get into. Okay, next step. I need to put down some oil refineries. Probably a whole bunch of them. I want to head north on some obvious axis, let's say right through here in the middle. We're going to be taking in coal. Let's take a look at what it looks like. We could look at the other one over there, but this is just temporary. So we have sulfuric acid that we need. We actually have sulfuric acid we can get from up there if we want it. But I'm gonna bring it over from the right. And the coal is going to be coming down on belts. I'm going to bring in 2 belts worth of coal. And the sulfuric acid's going to be there. And we need a source of the other stuff. Let's take a look at what we were... Oh, I've already removed it. Never mind. Yeah. So this guy, I'm just going to put like this for now. And sulfuric acid here. And coal here. And I suppose I could just Put it over here. Yeah. So you are trash unrequested. Request from buffer chest. Get you a stack of calcite to work from. There you go. How about I bring you like this? Yeah. We can start it here. So, flip vertically and come in here. And then fix the belts. Okay. No, if we flip it, we're going to have problems with the power on this side. Okay, so we're not flipping it. I'm going to be putting in power pole here and power pole here. Well, it'd be nice if I could put it in down there, yeah. Of course, that doesn't line up with that. I've got an idea. There we go. What I'm thinking is I'm just going to stripe that up as far as we want to go for some value of want. We do not need him or any of these guys all the way up like that. So you guys, all four of you together, in terms of transport belts, 0.178 transport belts. So repeat this 6 times. Yeah, let's repeat this 6 times and see what we get. 2, 3, 5, 6. My intention is to overbuild early. Okay, and we do need our own logistics on these guys. This guy can cover... Let's start from bottom. Now just draw it up here until he loses connection. And the same thing over here. Alt X on you. And you use 1.067 belts. Oh, sorry. So we can double this now. I'm going to cut it short by 1, so it's 1 short of doubled. Now if I bring the whole thing down, this is 46 of these guys. 2.044, that's perfect. But I'm really going to do 40 of them because we don't actually have full belts, so let's not pretend. I think 2 of these can cover the entire thing, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think this is about midpoint. Oh, that's 23. Yeah, we're still too long. I want to do a total of 40. Trash those guys. Okay. which means if we want to center this on each group of 10, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One goes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other one goes here. Okay, so apparently we have not enough roboports to do everything we want to do here. Turn these guys off. I'm going to take out the roboports in this outlying area so I have some on me so that we're not getting any taken away from me yet. We can lay them back down later. We need to get more imports. There we go. Make sure we are still only one network. Yes, we are. This is Vulcanus base. Okay. Let's get the stuff rocking and rolling here. Actually, I want to bring this out of a different one. I want to bring it out of one that's more nearly full. How about this guy in the middle? Ooh, I got an idea. I'm going to bring it out of that one. Out of that one. So we really will be full. Yeah. There we go. Now, if all these guys have calcite and coal, all we need now is to get the sulfur routed in and the heavy oil routed out. So let's go get our sulfur. Why am I only carrying that many? I need to carry more pipes, don't I? Personal logistics on, trash unrequested. We can do that now. Let's increase to 3 stacks of each kind of pipe because we're going to be running pipes for a while. And I am just going to have a sulfur line that's right at the edge here, separate from these guys. So if this guy comes into here, there we go. We now have sulfuric acid flowing. We have heavy oil is going to be available. And I think I'm going to put the heavy oil out here. Just like that. If these guys are running at full steam per minute, 24K per minute heavy oil. That's good enough until we get the better oil stuff. So now the question is, what do we do to crack the heavy oil to light? First off, I'm going to put in a tank. I'm going to do my normal thing. Even though we're only producing heavy oil, I'm going to do a normal cracking array. Chem plant. You are cracking heavy to light. You're going to need water. You're going to be like that. Let's bring these guys in like that. And these guys in like that. There's water. And we're just going to bring the light oil out directly. Line you up at the bottom. Leave some space. I think I want the power in the middle, so we're going to do that. You're going to power there, and lights. Did I put any? I didn't put any lights in over here. Oh well. Maybe I will go back and put lights in there. I'm not going to light this up until I get the real stuff. Okay. So, let's look at our Alt-X again. These guys are producing 24K heavy oil per minute. We need to be able to crack 24K. So this pair does 2400, so I need 10 pairs like this. Again, we're going to start from here. I think I do actually need to bring it up a little bit so that so our fluid is okay. Or we could do the fluid properly. So 1, 2, 3, we're going to do that. Okay. So the heavy oil is actually going to come out down here. There's heavy oil. We'll need to have a water supply somewhere. That gets this ready to go. 5. Whoops. One more to the left so I don't conflict with the RoboPort. We're going to need to bring... Oh, and this guy needs to be water. Yeah. So we'll have to have water somewhere in here. There we go. You snap to grid. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I look at all of this together, this should show that we are producing light oil, 18K, and we are exactly balanced on our heavy oil. Okay, let's grab this much of it. Let's bring it over here. Like that. And change the recipe. You are now cracking light oil to petroleum. You know, I probably should put the water in up here. Yeah. So heavy oil here, light oil there, light oil, and water is going in right there. We need a source of water here, but that's all right. I said 18K. You are handling 1800, so same thing. Snap to grid. Okay. And we're going to check our rates, and everything balances, and we're getting a total of 12K petroleum per minute out of all of this. So what are we doing here with water? Well, we need sulfuric acid to make water. I think. Hold on. Ways of making water on Vulcanus. Water, fluid, steam condensation. So we need to make water from steam. Okay, and then we need to make steam from calcite and sulfuric acid. We have sulfuric acid coming down here. I am going to, what am I going to do to get, let's put the water in over here. Sulfuric acid, we get bots bringing in the stuff. Let's see. The two machines are acid neutralization and steam condensation. What's our ratio of these two machines? Oh. Yeah, it doesn't knit them together because it doesn't see this steam as being the steam 500K. You are producing 120K steam per minute. You are able to handle 60K. So this will now, we do this guy. This takes 120K and produces 10K water. These guys together use how much water? 36K. So I need 4 times this. Need at least that much. Now I'm going to do something a little crazy. I'm going to do this, but I'm going to go big. Because all of this excess steam isn't excess. Steam is power. I'm going to put in steam turbines here. All of you are going away. And later on, we will expand our power north and east into the next territory, northeast, which we haven't taken over yet. Let's get the power going down through the middle here. Lights. Light down there, power up here, light always on. Snap to grid. That gives us power. Get the sulfuric acid in here. The water is going to have to go down to where it's wanted somehow. You're kind of in the way, aren't you? What if I do something like this? There we go. There's our water, there's our sulfur, there's our steam. These guys also need calcite. Forgot about that. So if they need calcite, then I need to do something like that over here. Oh, that's too bad. These guys don't provide power all the way out to the edge. Okay, well, we'll have to use long-handled inserters, unless I want to do that. Ah, this will work. Now, where did I bring in calcite over here? I can just grab this, and I can say, boom, boom. Now grab all of this. Snap to grid, absolute control shift, and put you guys down to get you all your calcite sources. Now, normally when I build a power plant, we'll actually build a better one later on where we don't depend on having power to make power. I will have solar power here or somewhere, which is going to be powering a calcite mine and a acid mine, which are going to be feeding into this. So we'll need to have calcite and acid together somewhere that we can do convenient. Maybe these guys. This will be convenient once we blow these cliffs out. Okay. And that will get us a self-contained thing based on solar power, which can turn out steam. And now, let's go get steam turbines. We want to bring them in right here. There's 9 of them. Let's do 10. And I'm going to bring them so that they are starting right here. Now, there is a problem with getting power into arrays of these guys. So let's work that out first. So if I do that, then grab this guy and say, flip it horizontally. There we go. And we're going to just replicate this out. As many times as we can before we run out of space. Good enough. And we run the steam past the bottom like that. And bada boom, bada bing. We probably are overcompensating a bit. So if I go from here to here, I'm going to need to do this again. So you want 360,000 steam per minute. You produce 1.9 million steam per minute. So we are using a small fraction of our actual steam. This is fine. And when I get more turbines in, it will fill these in, and I can always expand my steam arrays. And what this now does is it now says we have 580 some odd megawatts of steam energy we can count on. Now that's only going to trigger during the night. Okay, we will preferentially be getting power from the solar panels, but this will make sure that we have all the power we need. So if we look back in time, all these places where we drop the accumulator to zero, our big turbines are now going to do it. And that was just a byproduct of building up our water for our cracking. So, these guys. I was going to do a real layout here where we only ran these guys if we had a certain amount of, well, if we didn't have enough oil. Normally you do that with a pump, but I can do it even better now. I'm going to put in a decider combinator here. I'm going to connect from you to you. And this is going to output something when I want to crack. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to output a signal that just chem plant. So if heavy oil is greater than 20K, okay, then we're going to go ahead and crack. And this guy is going to say enable if chem plant. We grab these two, we just go north. That will set all the wires, and we'll set all of these. And at the top, we do see we are connected and we're enabled. And we want to do something similar over here. Although this time it's if light oil, okay, we'll still use the chem plant output. Enable if chem plant is greater than 0. We're still filling up the light oil here. And now we're going to come down here. And there is our petroleum. And we can actually just stitch these together. It really should go on the power poles. Like that. There we go. So now we could come over to any of these. We could look on this. We could see what our fluid stuff looks like. We have a completely full load of heavy oil, which we are cracking down to light. We have enough light that we're cracking down to petroleum, and the petroleum is being put in place. Okay. Now there is a petroleum cracking, quote unquote. I can crack petroleum down to solid fuel. Now, we're not going to do that because the only thing we would then use the solid fuel for is making rocket fuel. Okay, and we should not be using petroleum for that anyway. But if we are going to be doing all of this based on these guys being real, okay, if I really were going to be committing to this bit, and I don't think I'm going to do that, We would have to face the fact that we might not be able to produce heavy oil if the petroleum was full. And that would take something that would look like this. Actually, you are making solid fuel from petroleum. And again, this would only happen if we had a full storage tank of petroleum. I think I'm going to bypass it this time. We're going to rebuild this later on anyway. So all of this is actually overkill. I'll leave it in place. We may reuse these layouts, and if so, having all pre-programmed is going to work fine for us. We need to make plastic, and then we're going to need to make rocket fuel. The rocket fuel gets made out of the light oil here, and the plastic gets made out of petroleum. So let's disconnect this stuff. Okay, petroleum also gets made out of this. I put one out here, and you're making petroleum. I'm going to need some power here anyway. I shouldn't have deleted the power quite yet. Okay. So you have coal input and plastic output and petroleum gas input. Your ratios, if we look on the far right, we get 1 coal input to 2 plastic outputs. So if I have the coal input coming up the middle and the plastic output going out the right and the left, that'd be 1 belt of coal in to 2 belts of plastic coming out. However, I think all of our plastic is being used over the logistics network. So really, we don't want to belt the plastic anymore. This is something new, something I hadn't thought about. I need just to put in these guys. So if I've got plastic here and I say put you in prod modules, how much plastic do I need to keep these guys happy? I only need 3 plastic machines producing to the logistics network if I have them in with productivity in them. Ooh, well, that's interesting. That also means that we might want to have some coal being produced into the logistics network. And I know where I want to do that. That's going to be just right in here. We're going to take out... let's take out the blue belts. So we have the mergers and the undergrounds and the blue. So these top miners are just going to output coal into a chest. So you guys will also need to say only output if the coal is less than, say, 1,000. Now I have picked up 4,000 coal one time or another, so this is perfect. Okay, these guys don't actually go anywhere. Do I want to do that, or do I want to say output until this box has some? Let's do output until the box has some. Yeah, that's better. So instead of you, we're going to enable if coal in my box is less than 1,000. Okay, there we go. And you need to be in the Roboport area. So now we have plenty of coal. So now we just need to do these guys on this. So we're going to leave 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put some of these in. I'm going to put you in like that. I could, in fact, do this. Now let's do inputs. Oops, no. There we go. Now inputs. Boom, boom. Like that. And like that. And outputs. These guys are outputting plastic. Into a red box. These guys are going to run until the red box has a bunch of plastic. I am going to put 1,000 plastic in my red box. We're going to do that. As long as we have materials, we're going to do that. Okay, and now we need to have RoboPort coverage. Be nice to just put the RoboPort coverage here. It'd be nicer if I then brought this up like that. There we go. And there's a certain amount of plastic, and I can extend this plastic array north and south all I want. Oh, apparently you no longer have any more coal anywhere within reach. Fine, that's going to happen. Especially on these outlying ones that really were off the edge of the thing. We'll have to watch out for that. Once all of these go, I've had this happen before, where I had this kind of an array mining into boxes on calcite, and I had some into boxes and some into belts. And at one point, all of the miners I had mining into boxes were done, and we stopped getting calcite into our logistic array, and we were exporting it, which meant at some point we didn't have any more calcite in the base at all, except on belts, which weren't being fed into the logistics network. So yeah, there's that. I could put a failsafe in up top here off the end of these guys and say, if we still have, now let's do that. Let's actually make sure. So in fancy boxes, we're going to do big stock. You are going to capture big stock of coal. And so are you. Apparently you are just outside of where we can go. Can I go one further up? No, I can't. So let's do it in here. I can capture big stock here. I can capture big stock here. There we go. So far north in this area, we're going to capture coal until we have if we end up under 2,000, we'll start capturing off of these lines. And I do need to put in red boxes there. So this is our fail-safe capture. So if all of our miners here are no longer doing the right thing, then we still have a way of getting some coal into our logistics. What do we have left to do? Our rocket fuel. I'm going to make this a long episode. I want to get the rocket fuel done. I also, I keep coming back to this and not doing anything about it. Steel and concrete. Let's do that right now. Okay, so I am pretty sure that we can do steel and concrete in parametric production. So we're going to come down to here. So I'm going to put you right here. Okay. You are making steel. You are casting steel until we have 4,000 steel in logistics network. That wasn't good. I didn't have everything filled in. Recipe is casting steel. Product is steel. If you don't set the product, you end up with that blank thing and 4,000. I'm going to put 2 machines in doing this. And apparently there is still... Oh, you don't have any solid input, so I can just do that. Now these guys are iron, just iron. Boom, boom. Bring you to there, bring you to there, down and up. Like that. Now these guys produce 285 iron per minute. So, yeah, we're going to want to be doing this on Nauvis. Yeah. Currently, we're only using it to make silos, so I don't have to worry about how fast we're doing it. I just want to make sure we're getting a bunch out there. We're good. And the other thing we wanted to make, which I also thought I could do, is concrete. Yes, we can do concrete from molten iron and stone brick. So we do need to get stone brick in here. And the product is concrete. And again, I'm going to keep making it until I have 4,000. And you are 2 fluids, so we get rid of the fluids. Oh, you need water. Okay. Fine. Now let's make this so I can put in the 2 fluids on the bottom. We're going to go here, and I'm going to make you guys like this. And then I'm going to go vertically and go 1, 2, 3 here, and flip horizontally and go there. So now we have a significant production of concrete. Now this is going to use stone. Well, we have this source of stone. I've been throwing it away. Well, I've been throwing it all away. I'm keeping a bunch of it. I'm keeping 1,000 of it. But now we have something we can do with it, which is why I didn't throw it all away. So first off, let's get the iron connected up. Like that. I'm going to need water. So it'd be nice if I brought water over to my main bus over here. The alternative is I can make and cool some water. I'm just going to do water locally here. If I bring sulfuric acid in between them, or do I do it in here? I might be able to just do it in here. I am betting that, well, see, we need to make the steam from the acid, and then we need to cool it. Do it off on the right, I guess. So 1 steam machine to 2 cooling machines is the ratio. So, boom, boom, boom. Oops. You are making acid to steam. And you are doing steam to water. Just like that. Your solid input is calcite. Let's grab a calcite source from somewhere, anywhere. There's your calcite. There's your acid. There's your water. Bad place to put it, but it's where it is. Means if we need lubricant down further, we'll just have to get to there. So water comes along here and feeds these guys. Maybe I put water on the fluid bus, maybe I don't. So we have, so 2 water machines was only 2.222 water machines more than I needed. Okay, well that's convenient. These guys needed 9,600 water. These guys can produce 10,000. So that's balanced. I'll take it. So now we need to be bringing in brick. Okay. We have requested in all of the brick that we started with. Well, you guys all need to have your roboports set up. Now, brick we make from stone. We're making a lot of stone up here. I am going to come in here and set up another blueprint. So what are we going to do? We're going to start off with a furnace. We're actually going to start off with 2 furnaces, I think. Like this. These 2 furnaces are going to be making something. And I'm going to have them sharing inputs and outputs. I don't know what the quantities are, so we're going to just do this. Okay. You don't have a programmed ingredient. What we can do is we can program what we're going to actually take out. We're going to be, this is the product that we're requesting. Put a number in here that I can match up with when I output things, and use filters, and this is the second product, like that. And these guys are going to enable if there is product 2 less than 100. Like that. So now I can make this into a blueprint. Okay, and this is number 1 is input item to melt product. Actually, just use ingredient and product. So this is going to be 5 stacks of the product. And this is going to be 1 stack of the ingredient. Create blueprint. This goes in my parametric area. And it is called para-furnace. Para-furnace. That's fine. I'm going to put down a few of these for making brick. So let's see if I do this. Ingredient is stone. Product is brick. I could pick up this whole thing and rotate it. If I thought, I probably could have set up these guys to grab from the common one. Okay, so how much brick could this turn out? In theory, this can turn out 300 brick per minute. These guys could use 480, so let's double this. Let's put in another set of these down here. In fact, let's put in 2 sets just like that. That's better. Now that's going to count on getting a whole bunch of stone from these guys. So if we're not actually getting stone from processing lava, that could be a problem. That's the stone. It's the stone making the brick making the concrete going to making silos. We've got a silo output already. Huzzah! What is it we have left? This may be a double episode. I am going to put in rocket fuel. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Fulgora, where I can pick up my rocket fuel area. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close, and I just need this much of it. So we're going to grab you. I'm going to take out the lightning rods. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to go vertical, flip horizontal. Don't really need to flip horizontal, but I'm going to do it anyway. We're going to line everything up like this. Now the difference is I am not going to be taking the output into belts. So again, we're going to be hitting this pick up the belts thingy. So we have heavy oil? No, we do not. We have solid fuel from light oil. Now the difference in rates, this is 600 light oil becomes 60 solid fuel, and this is 1200 heavy oil becomes 60. So yeah, we always want to crack the heavy oil too light before making the solid fuel, except on Fulgora, where your heavy oil is free. Now with that in place, I don't have to worry too much about all the rest of these. So what we're going to do is I am going to rejigger all of this. So we started out with the Fulgora layout. And what I'm really going to do is I'm just going to mark the top of it here. And this is as high as we're going to go when we build the array. Okay, and this is going to be here, there. Okay. Now, because all of these have the same kind of oil, this gets simpler. How simple can I make this? Well, these don't line up. We do need, well, we might not be able to make it a whole lot simpler than it was. red boxes. Now I had this. Let's put that in place and see what happens when we start jiggering things around a little bit. So we need these long-handled inserters going left to right. Come on. Just so we don't have that. Can I actually collapse these to be one closer to each other? I think I might be able to. Hold on. No? Okay, so if I do that, then we have no place to put the power. And I like having these inside, so let's put this back one. Or like this. Let's flip this. Oops. From here to here, like that. Okay. Still have the problem. Oh, we can connect these up later on as we wish. Wait a minute. Bring you down to here. Bring you guys back up like that. We have power. We have solid fuel being moved. We have light oil. This guy has its light oil connected up. That connects these guys up. So it's just connecting left half to right half, which can happen at the top or the bottom. In reality, we can do that. Oh, no, we can't, because that doesn't connect the top half and the bottom half. So these do need to go like that. Okay. So I creeped this up by one. We're going to go to here. Boom. Snap to grid. Absolute. So these guys supposedly produce 160 rocket fuel per minute. Wonderful. Okay, there's the light oil connection here. All of my rocket fuel is going out into boxes. Oh, I didn't program these guys, did I? Again, I'm going to have each of these guys programmed like this. So you are enabling if the amount of rocket fuel in my output is 20 per stack. So it's going to be a small number. Don't panic. 20 per stack. So 20 here, that's 200, 400, so 800. So if rocket fuel that I see is less than 800. So we're going to keep making rocket fuel until this is basically dust. And we can roll this up like this and it works. And we can roll it down here like that and that works. Now light oil Needs to come across. I guess I ran out of... Hold on. We are out of pipe to ground completely? That's no good. Let's fix that. Let's fix that permanently. We're going to go over here where we have stuff. And I'm going to put in you guys, and I'm going to flip you horizontally. You're going to go here, and you are running casting pipe. Your output is pipe. And you are going to go until we have 1,000 pipe in logistics network. You have no solid input. Okay. Secondly, down here, you are casting pipe to ground. You require pipe. You're going to go until we have 1,000 pipe to ground. And I am going to need to have this. The other thing I could do is put in these guys, which is not a bad idea, actually. So, how does this balance? This says that in order to make enough pipe to run these guys full tilt making pipe to ground, we would need 12 more of these guys. So this is futile. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a few more of these. And we're going to grab some power. You go away and you go away. And all these guys now need molten iron. So let's see. We're going to use that layout. Oh, yeah, we don't have any. So, the way I do that is I turn off logistics and I start crafting. We need iron. Turn logistics back on. Can I get iron plate in here, please? So I'm building them, and they're going to be put back out in logistics and used. That's perfect. Make some pipe. There we go. Oh, and that reminds me, it would be kind of awkward if we ran out of iron and copper plate. So let's do that in here. Gonna go right here, and you're going to be making iron plate, casting iron. Don't know how many of these we're going to need. We're going to just start with one. Stock quantity is 1,000. Okay, now we may add more of you guys. The other thing I need to get going immediately, the 1, 2, 3 down to here. This is casting copper. These will make sure that I keep iron and copper plate in stock. Let's take this and flip it horizontally and increase production real quick. And let's double it again and triple it. Okay, now you, copper also, potentially we need to double and triple it. There we go. So now we should be able to get a decent bunch of copper out. Steel, I'm thinking that's not going to be anywhere near enough steel, or just an idea. Basic ingredients is always good to do a little bit of overkill. Now these guys are actually set to do based on logistics network rather than filling their local boxes. I think that's okay. So how are we coming toward our goal of shooting off rockets? We're building all of this stuff. The rockets are coming. So if I go to the Science Express, you are sitting here waiting for those guys. I am going to put automatic requests on for all of you guys. And the trader, I am going to add some exports. I am going to export from Vulcanus. We are going to export big mining drills, 20 per rocket. So we're going to go 20 per trip. And we're going to do foundries. Foundries are 5 per rocket, but I'm still going to do 20 foundries per trip. Those are just too useful. So we're going to import all of these guys. Now he is actually sitting at Nauvis waiting for pump jacks. Good God. All of the little things that I was producing in my starter base are now coming back to bite me that I didn't fix it up. These are all old parametric stuff. So there we go. You are making pump jacks. Thank you. I should have just gone through and thought in terms of a starter mall and just done them all when I first started putting this together. Yeah, let's go for 100. 2 of you guys. There we go. So Vulcanus Trader is sitting here waiting. Let's run time forward until he has his pump jacks. Rocket capacity 20. So we got our 20. We're bringing 20. We're going to only have 50 in stock at a time. If we get less than 10 on board, we'll get another 20. That's good. Science Express. Oops, wrong Science Express. This Science Express. You actually are doing pretty good. You are waiting on efficiency modules. Oh, that's right. We let you depart without your efficiency modules, didn't we? Let's send you back to Nauvis with science. Actually, I'm going to get on board. We are now set. If I go back to the Vulcanus trader here, it looks like we'll actually not have to fill a rocket. So we're going to be making more foundries here, right? Is there any reason why we wouldn't make more we need to either make or import refined concrete. Okay, let's get that done. This episode is going to be long. I'm not even going to apologize anymore. It's going to be long because it needs to be long. So refined concrete made in assembling machines from steel plate, iron stick, concrete, and water. Steel plate we've got in the area. Water, we have some supplies of water around. We'll make more water. We're running into cliffs here. Oh, this area is not actually in use anymore, is it? Wait, who's making lube? Who's making lube? Nobody's making lube. Okay, need to make lube. I'm gonna put it up above here. There we go. You're gonna be making lube. Yeah, 6 machines making lube just because I'm too lazy to work out what they should be doing. And this lube needs to get back to the other side of the world. I am just going to spaghetti it down. Whoa. Hold on. In the middle there. There we go. That's about where I want to go over for the moment. We're going to bring you up a little bit. Good enough. Got the lube hooked back up. God, I'm glad I noticed that. Oh, and 2 more miners over here. We're off the edge of the actual area, and they're done. Okay. Yeah, when I got rid of that whole petroleum area, I didn't you know, didn't think through. Okay. So what was it that I was looking for here? I've got all those guys going. We need refined concrete, which is made in these guys. So refined concrete needs steel plate, iron sticks, and concrete. Steel plate and concrete are in the net. Iron stick is not, and water is not. Obviously. I think I need a private water supply again. So we're going to grab this. See if I line you like that. There is our private water. There's the sulfur. There's got some water. Now we can put these in. Actually, I can even go as far as using one of these. You are making refined concrete. Yay! Stock quantity 1,000. Because I am just too lazy. You get turned. You flip horizontally. You go in there. You go in there. And because I think I need more of this, I'm going to put in more of this. There. We now have the potential to create 600 refined concrete per minute. The 600 refined concrete requires 6,000 water. So we are more than enough water. Good. Now, we do need iron rods. You just put that right here. You are making iron rods. Oops, not 2,200. Recipe, iron rod, 200. How many more iron rod machines do we need? Oh, we have enough. How about that? Which means really I can put the iron rod machines up on the other end. Like this. There we go. So that should be getting the refined concrete we need to make these guys. And these guys now are waiting on tungsten carbide. Tungsten carbide is waiting on carbon because I never did rebuild my carbon machines. Okay. Carbon. uses coal and sulfuric acid. Which means what I really need to do is go to parametric. I would need to do a para for this. We have inserters in here somewhere. Oh, I know what I can do. Well, I was sure that I had. There it is. We put that down. All those guys. We're going to put in chem plant. So these are set. These are set. Chem plant is. See, if I'm doing just something simple, like carbon, I should be able to just set this to 0. There we go. Grab you and program you. 0 is product. Product / recipe. 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. This is stock quantity, which is a parameter that defaults to 100. These guys are input quantities, which are all formulas. Oops, you are not a formula. P1 stack size. Five, 4, 3, and P2. So we come into here, and I am going to drop you right there. You are making carbon. And get rid of you and get rid of you. And now copy. Horizontal, paste, paste. Vertical. Oops. Grab you again, vertical. Paste, paste. Horizontal, paste, paste, vertical, paste. There's carbon. Is that enough carbon? That is not enough carbon. Okay, so let's grab all of this. Put down another set here. So because I didn't have these at their maximum distance, we don't fit 2 more in here. That's all right. So we have a little bit of excess carbon. That's good. We're producing 900 per minute of those. These guys are producing. So really, if I wanted to keep 4 machines busy making foundries, I would need a lot more tungsten carbide being made. And alas, tungsten carbide can't be made in foundries, which is too bad. But we are launching stuff. Yay! So Vulcanus Trader is waiting on more foundries. It's got some. It's just waiting on some more. I think we are ready to go. I think everything we're exporting is now being made in suitable quantities. Tungsten carbide is going to be our limiting factor, so we'll want to make a much larger build for tungsten carbide. we're going to want a lot more territory, and we're going to want to get rid of all of those cliffs. Too bad we can't get rid of the lava. That's going to be a long time before we can do that. So I am going to prepare to head back to Nauvis so we can see about our dealing with the science coming from this area. Okay, we have launched a bunch of things, and the trader is returning. So it's taking mining drills and foundries to Nauvis. Yay! And we can't go yet because we still have these. I am just going to ditch these blueprints and such. Now you, I wish to go back on the colonizer. So science is on its way. Science will land there and will probably get mishandled. I don't know. Did I get that set up right? Good question. I think I did. I think I did. Maybe I did. Anyway, let's get there. When you get to Nauvis, send me down. I think I'm going to call this a recording right here as we're in space, and we'll pick up right here on the next recording.